To unpack President Jacob Zuma's State of the Nation's address, I'm joined by independent political analyst Daniel Silke. So what was your overall impression of the State of the Nation's address?
Well, look, I think this was a fairly typical and, in a sense, predictable speech from an outgoing administration prior to an election. There were very few surprises in this particular speech. There were very few initiatives for the future in this particular speech. But in a sense, the speech ticked all the boxes for President Zuma and the ANC by concentrating on past successes, not only from the Jacob Zuma term of office, but also from Jacob Zuma's predecessors in office since 1994. And in that sense, the speech played in as well to the narrative that the ANC wishes to present as part of its election manifesto going forward to May the 7th. So to me, the speech was a holding pattern, in a sense, for the outgoing administration, and by Zuma's own admission, any policy initiatives, any real excitement in the future will only occur in the next State of the Nation address that will happen after May the 7th.
And I mean, many opposition party leaders said that this was more of an election campaign speech. What do you think?
Well, I think it's only natural that the President would want to use the platform of the opening of Parliament with media saturation coverage of him to extol the successes of the ANC. And I think he used the opportunity quite successfully. He might have played around with certain figures, statistics, unemployment figures, for example, but they were clearly massaged to make it look as though his administration and the ANC had largely benefited South Africans and had delivered to South Africa. And on that particular issue, I think the President did at least, shore up his own support within the ANC. But I'm not convinced that what he did in the State of the Nation address would really turn any of his detractors into suddenly being pro-Jacob Zuma allies.
And I mean, he also mentioned that they know what needs to be done to eradicate poverty, create employment, as well as bridge inequalities by 2013.
Well, we've heard a lot of these platitudes before. And again, it's characteristic of these big, flashy theatrical events. I think to a degree, Barack Obama in his own State of the Nation address does similar. And then we have fact checkers who check to see whether what Obama says actually has occurred, and we follow up on this, and perhaps we're starting to get that culture here in South Africa as well. But what the address did do was it re-emphasized the role of the National Development Plan in the ANC's future policy planning. Zuma committed himself again to the National Development Plan, and if there is any aspect of continuity from the old into the new administration after May the 7th, it probably is that issue. A commitment to higher growth rates in South Africa as a result of the holistic change to the country that the National Development Plan does bring to the table. And that's the continuity aspect to what was in the speech.